Hello, my name is Kurt Zuelsdorf, and it's been several years since we did our first recycled bottle light video, which turned out to be a tremendous success for us in regards to selling our bottle lights. But we had so many questions that we were unable to answer each one individually. So we're just going to shoot a new video today of how we produce Carol Z's recycled bottle lights. First of all, what you've got to do is either gather up your own bottles or get into a nice relationship with a restaurant owner or the owner of a bar and have them put aside some of their empty bottles as they use them up. Ask them, it's very important, to keep the cap that matches it so that you can finish the project when you're done. We always go for the ones that have a lot of creativity to them or that are probably most recognizable out there on the market. The next thing you need to acquire is a glass hole drill bit. You can find these pretty much anywhere online. This one's a 3mm. You have to have at least 3mm so that you can fit the lights in after you drill the hole. We use a drill press because we have one, but it also can be done with a typical handheld drill. We tend to get about 30 holes out of a glass bit, and we pay $30 for this one. In regards to glass drill bits, you kind of get what you pay for. So if you plan on doing a lot of them, don't be afraid to spend a couple extra bucks. You'll get them back. One of the next things you can get at any hardware store basically is some plumber's putty. And what we're going to do with that is just make a dam to put on the glass so that it holds some fluid so that we don't burn out the drill bit. So what you do is you just take the plumber's putty, roll it out like a little kid used to do, seal the ends to make a nice little donut. You then put the donut under the glass, or onto the glass. Next thing you do is you take some soapy water and you fill up the dam. Try to contain as much as you can. Right after you're done cutting the hole, the next thing you do is you want to start removing the stickers. You can do that with a razor blade, hot soapy water. I use goof off as the final stage, and then I put it in the sink with some hot soapy water or some Simply Green, so that the glass is then all clean and prepped. No finger smudges or no oil or anything like that left on the glass before you start. So now we're coming inside to my workbench where I built this contraption that actually serves a fantastic purpose. It allows us to work on a bottle continuously without having to let it dry. What it allows us to do is move this and rotate it. It also adjusts up and down. It has this armrest with it. But the next step in the process is to draw whatever you want on these bottles. We use the dry erase board markers because they wipe right off. There's no limit to what you want to put on your bottle for design. And then the next step is taking the writer, which is a black product that comes from, you get it from Gallery glass made from plaid. But that's what the thick marker is. So everything that you want to have outlined, you do with that black marker and you squirt it right out of the bottle itself. One of the toughest steps for me regarding this project is picking colors on what things to do. These paints are from Gallery glass. We ordered them straight from Plaid, P-L-A-I-D, about $3 a bottle. You'd be surprised at how much coverage you can get in one tube, one bottle of this.
He's different. RSC wants our student loan construction plan today. Does Clark still have lunch at the housing commission tomorrow?
And once again, this paint comes right out of the tube. You don't have to brush it on. Depending on the pattern you've got, that black outline writer actually holds the paint in and it keeps it from running around. The thicker you lay on the paint, the darker the color is. When you're done painting your bottle, you definitely want to let it dry for 24 hours. It does feel pretty much dry after a few hours, but it does say that it takes about 8 days for it to completely cure. So please respect that, or you're going to find yourself disappointed by handling the bottle. And you got to remember that these are lights. They're not toys, so people really shouldn't be handling them a lot. Once you put them on the counter, you just plug them in and out to turn them on and off. We use these 20 light strings. We order them from Christmas Lights online. They're about $3 a cord. It's important that you get the plugs, or the strings, with only one plug on one end. The other end has to be pretty much a dead end. Otherwise, you won't be able to string the lights in. I'll show you that in a second. And once again, that's why you have to use at least a 3mm glass hole. Otherwise, you won't be able to put your lights in. You just feed them in one by one by one. Then at some point, we use this fancy tool right here, piece of hanger. And we fish it into the bottle to try to bring the lights back up to the top. This way, the lights will be from the top to the bottom. The last thing you do then is tighten these up so that they sit at the top of the bottle, up here, and you put the factory cap back on. And here's what you get when you're done. These are just a few of the bottles that we did. Depending on how fast you want to work or how big of a bottle you want, you can get as elaborate or as simple as you want. Each one of these lights with that string of lights has about 3,000 hours of use. Have fun out there.